Welcome back, guys, and today we are jumping back into SnowRunner to check out this. Now, this is John Hot Rod's brand new 5th gen Dodge Ram based version of the MegaRamRunner from the Diesel Brothers TV show. Now, this thing in-game is actually called the MegaCabRunner in order to make it fully console friendly. Now, obviously there are a few differences between this truck and the truck that was used on the show. Mainly, the truck that was used on the show was a 4th gen, a 2012 truck. This one obviously has been updated to a 5th gen front end, and there's also a lot of other 5th gen parts on it. Now, if you remember the MegaRamRunner from the show, it was designed to be a single wheel truck, a single rear wheel super single truck. However, this version also has the option for dualies if you want to go that route as well. So whether you want to build your own ultimate version of what you would like the RamRunner to be, or if you would like to build a version that's accurate to the show, that is entirely up to you. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and fire this thing up, get it into the garage, and see what we can do with it in terms of customization. But first, we need to see what it sounds like. It sounds really, really good. And look at this interior, dude. Look at the massive screen with all the functional cameras. That is absolutely freaking incredible. And of course, you have 3 full rows of seating with a panoramic sun. Well, I don't know if it's a panoramic sunroof, but it's close. It's close enough. The first 2 seating rows have a sunroof option, so that's freaking insane. Now let's go ahead and ease it on down to the garage. Dude, it's already got so much, like, get up and go right off the bat. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to address real quick is, interestingly about this truck, I'm sure there's going to be some people out there that are going to be like, what the heck is that? It's absolutely ginormous and it's not realistic at all. Actually, and I'll throw a picture out on the screen right now, the real-life version of this truck has been rock crawling in Moab, and I'll actually, you know what, I'll leave a link down below in the description to where you can see this thing actually driving up one of the most popular obstacles in Moab, if you would like to see what the real world version of this thing does. It's insane. It's absolutely wild. So, straight into the customization. Now, stockish HD triple turbo spec, that's already 900 foot-pounds of torque out of a 6.7. Then you have the Redline HD, which is 1,400 foot-pounds of torque for a spirited driver. Then you have the Tow and Haul 1600, Trail Raider 1000, Trail Runner 1200, and then vanilla spec based on the vanilla F750 tune. Now, I think what we're going to go with is I'm kind of back and forth between the Tow and Haul and the Redline HD. Let me try the Redline HD. Even though it's not quite as torquey as the Trail Runner, I think the Redline will be fun. Now, gearboxes wise, we have the stockish HD 6-speed, heavy Tow and Haul 4-speed, Tow and Haul 10-speed, which is probably going to be your fast one. Then you have the Trail Runner 8-speed, then you have the vanilla 6-speed. So this one is going to be your all across the board, the Trail Runner HD 8-speed. This trans is built for a faster trailblazing style of driving when paired with the Trail Runner engine. But what I think we're going to do is we're going to do the Tow and Haul 10-speed paired with the Redline HD engine. Now, suspension-wise, we have the Mega Crawler, which is going to be your soft, flexy setup. Then you have the Mega Tow and Haul, use additional front weight with this tune. This one is set up for trailers. Then you have the Mega Trail, a versatile trail setup that does well towing most medium to heavy-ish bumper pull loads. Not bad at all. And as a matter of fact, I think we're going to try the Mega Crawl first. We're going to see how much it flexes out, and then we're going to swap over to probably one of the more load-bearing focused suspensions. So Mega Crawler spec is done. Now, this is where things get really interesting because the tire list is massive. Now, the reason why the tire list is massive is not only because there's a lot of tires, but because there's a lot of different grip levels that you can select. Thus far, you can actually tailor the balance of this truck. Now, you start off with the stockish grip. They're all 55-inch tires, but you start off with stockish Military Runner MVT, Grappler Runner KOH spec, Trepidor Runner, Baja Runner Pro XS, and then you have the dually Military Runner and the dually Baja Pro and the, and then the Redline Military MVT. That's going to bump up your grip levels when you go to Redline. Then, up from Redline, you have Cheater if you basically just want to be able to drive through everything, up everything, over everything, and never have a single concern. Now, in the mud tire category, you have the stockish Bog Runner, Swamp Runner, and then it goes up to a redline spec, and then after that it goes to a cheater spec, and then after that you have the studded tires for snow and ice environments, should that be the route that you want to go. Now, I think for our purposes, we're going to be going with one of the redline designated tires, and I think in order to keep it, you know, really similar to the way this thing would have been built on the show, we're going to do, I mean, not super similar, but close. We're going to do a set of, let's see, Military Runner MVTs in redline spec. So we have a little bit of extra grip in-game with the look of the way it was on the show. So let's see, diff lock wise, that's already done. We have bed stacks with max smoke. We have a standard muffler exhaust and a fender exit exhaust. Let's do the bed stacks. Now these should have a little bit of smoke, but not enough to blind us. That's gonna be all of your towing add-ons, your hitch, all that good stuff. Let's do the pintle hitch. And then damage control and goodies, we're going to do the damage control, no damage on the suspension. And then we're going to do goodies max in the truck itself. Off-road gear, let's see, fusion front bumper, absolutely. And then rock sliders, definitely. And then roof rack, I mean, it's cool. I don't know, do we want to do that? I'm back and forth about whether or not I want to do that. I think I want to do it, but I like it. I think I'll go with it. Now, open and closable hood, and let's see, Mega Mountain dash mounted radar. Heck yeah, dude. And then open and closable tailgate. That's so sick. So wheels wise, we've got an armory beadlock, an arsenal beadlock, and a barricade beadlock. I am kind of partial to the armory beadlock, but that's entirely up to you. Wheels are a very subjective thing. Now, colors-wise, that's going to be very similar to the gray that, well, actually, that's going to be a lot more similar to the gray that it was on the show, kind of like a blue-gray. And then there's also, really, like, you can paint this thing to your heart's content. You could literally make it whatever color you want. John Hot Rod has gone above and beyond with making this spectrum of colors completely open, basically. It's basically like going through a color wheel at this point. You have so many different color options on this truck that you could spend so much time in here picking the perfect color setup for you. I'm going to go with this because it seems to me like that's going to be pretty similar to what it was on the show. And then we got beans on the dash, and then now it's time to take this thing out for its very first test drive. It's so massive, and the lights in the bumper work. Dude, that's so wild. Hold on. Oh my god. Dude, you can open the hood and actually look at that triple turbo setup Cummins. That's insane. That's absolutely wild. Closing the hood back down. Checking out the tailgate. You could drive your ATV in there, providing that you find a ramp that's tall enough to get in the back. And then you can also, if we go inside, you can activate the radar and see it rise out of the dash. Dude, it's an actual miniaturized version of the MegaRamRunner crawling over a mountain. That is so wild. Dude, I'm like absolutely blown away by that. That's so insane. All right, enough going on and on and on. Let's see what this thing can do in terms of flex, because we do have the flexi suspension on it. So this should be as good of a flex obstacle as any, right? Up it go. Oh my god. Drive out of that. Thank you. Not bad. Okay, so once it settles down, that actually kind of shows you where the max flex is. And, you know, for something that's as long as a bus, I have got to respect it. You know what I mean? For something that is as long as a bus and is basically as massive as this thing is, you gotta respect that level of flex. You really, really do. Now, before we go any further, I'm actually going to throw the Mega Trail spec on it, because the Mega Trail spec is going to have the ability to also tow trailers. And, well, I say the ability. They all have the ability to, but the Mega Trail spec can tow a trailer while also kind of maintaining somewhat of its composure, you know? Now, it is compatible with Red's goosenecks, although I would definitely recommend, if you're going to run one of Red's goosenecks, go with the lifted ones or the 6-unit one. Now, as we go down, what is that? I feel like something's gone wrong. Yep, I feel like something's gone wrong there, and that's gonna be what that's gonna be. And we're good with that. I'm not gonna worry about that one. Now, I think at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and actually switch back to the Mega Crawl, and we're gonna head out for some tests out here on the, out here on the summer testing grounds. So let's go ahead and make our way on out. It is fast with this particular engine tune combined with the transmission setup that we have on it right now. Thing is quick. Now, let's see. How high does it go? Oh, that's actually a pretty good amount of adjustment. I mean, in high mode on the suspension, it goes up. But I will say, let's give this thing a run through the river, kind of see what kind of capabilities we're working with. See if we can find the limit of it. Dude, we're not even on the cheater spec tires, and this thing is ripping. I don't know if you even need the cheater spec tires for half the things you might do with this truck. All right, I'm going to put the suspension back down to try to get a little bit more balance out of it. Let me see if I can climb over these rocks real quick. You do definitely have to be aware of how tall you are. Because if you're not aware of how tall you are, you're going to wind up in, let's say, Sketchyville. Although that is an awesome picture, and I'm definitely keeping it. But let's go ahead and continue on and see what this thing can do in some of the other obstacles. Although, the way it did through the river is actually really respectable. I mean, like, that's freaking awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, there we go, rework the weather a little bit. Not only the time of day, but the weather. God, when you get on it, you feel all of the weight shift to the back, and this thing just takes off. And the grip on pavement is actually pretty good. Now, something that John Hot Rod, the creator of this truck, actually said in the, kind of like in the mod release that he wanted to make people aware of, was the fact that if you plan on racing this truck, like say for example on the new Season 7 racetrack, he recommends running the lower grip tires. That way the truck isn't quite as snappy and is a little bit more predictable to drive at higher speeds. Dude, oh no! Oh no! Am I high-centered? I'm basically high-centered. Hold on. I have a fix for this. There we go. There we go. All you gotta do is lower down the active suspension, or I should say raise up the active suspension, but that lowers the wheels down. You guys know what I mean. Easy does it. Now up to the rocks. Let's see what this thing does through here. This is gonna be wild. I mean, this is just gonna be gnarly. All right, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Find that front axle grip. Dude, what? Oh my god. It just walked that like it wasn't even a thing. All right, easy. Keep the momentum going, though, because if you don't keep the momentum going, you'll wind up toppling it over. I don't think I gave it enough credit for how well-tuned the center of gravity actually is, to be honest. Now, it's time to send this thing through the mud. Full speed, let's go! Yeah, the shallow stuff, it doesn't even care. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm not even remotely worried about it. All right, here we go. Bring it through. Dude, it like, whoa! Oh my god! It whipped itself around way quicker than I thought it was going to. May or may not have caused a bit of an oof there. All right, come on. Here we go. A little bit of spin going on, not bad, but I think that since this thing did so well already, I'm going to send it through the pond. The pond is nuts. The pond is really, really deep. And I have swamped out quite a fair few trucks down here in the pond, but I mean, it's kind of burying itself up to the hood, but it's still carrying on. Like, it's still moving. It's actually moving a lot faster than you might expect it to. Now, here's my question. What about the extremely deep stuff? The stuff over here that swamps out even the craziest of mud trucks. Full send. Okay, it swamps it out in high for sure, but in low, and even low plus, well, low and low plus are kind of the same. Even in low, what about low minus? Are low and low minus the same speed? Low's a little bit faster, but frankly, not by much. It's not enough that I would say, like, honestly, you would probably be smartest to be in low minus for a section like this, because, you know, when you get it into mud that's this gnarly, yes, it will slow it down a whole bunch, but if you were on the cheater tires, it would probably be a little bit different, but with the mud being this deep, I mean, it's basically up over the axles. You're still gonna struggle and stuff like this, even with those cheater tires. So let's make our way on out of here. God, that is some gnarly mud. I mean, some properly gnarly mud. There you go, kick the clutch right as you come out. Build a little bit of speed. And now, it's time to head to the bridge jump. And because we're heading to the bridge jump, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually switch out the suspension for something that's got a lot more compression resistance. Basically, the Mega Tow and Haul. Now, since we're on the Mega Tow and Haul now, I'm gonna raise it back up. We're already on the 10-speed transmission, which means that we're going to be able to build as much speed as we basically want on the way down the ramp. And so that's all taken care of. I wonder how flexible the tow setup is. I'm sure it's not that flexible, but... Oh, yeah, you could definitely tell the difference because it doesn't really want to flex all that much, but I'm sure that the load-bearing capacity is wild. Like, I'm sure it's through the roof. You would almost need, you know, like a trailer on 50-some-odd inch tires to actually, you know, go with this thing. It's got a good amount of rear steer, too, and the rear steer really helps with the stability when you're driving it at speed. It also helps navigate corners because it's so freaking long. It's like as long as some buses. All right, up the ramp. I shouldn't say up the ramp, up the hill. Up the hill on the way to the bridge jump. Let's get ready. Oh, boy. Well, this is going to be fun. 3, 2, 1, send it. Oh, we're already in 8th gear. What even is this? I can't see. Thank you. Come on. Oh, dude. We absolutely slammed that barrel. Just, like, knocked it into next week. But if you guys enjoyed this look at the MegaCabRunner, aka the MegaRamRunner, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time, and I hope that you guys enjoyed.